Tour de Geants is a 339-kilometer mountain running race which participants must complete within 150 hours, that is 6 days and 6 hours. The race is set in Aosta Valley, the Alpine region in northwest Italy, close to the border of France and Switzerland. The race starts and finishes at the charming town of Courmayeur, which is 1.5-hour drive from Geneva and 2.5 from Milan. The course is a loop of the entire region, and this is a single-stage race. The name Tour de Geants refers to the Tour of the Giants, the 4 famous mountains in the area, with peaks that reach more than 4,000 meters of altitude. These are Mont Blanc, which the Italians call Monte Bianco, Gran Paradiso, which was the first national park created in Italy, Monte Rosa, a massif which has a number of peaks higher than 4,000 meters, and Matterhorn, which in Italy is known as Monte Cervino. The race has constant altitude variations. It includes 25 mountain passes over 2,000 meters. Its highest point is at 3,300 meters of altitude and the lowest at 320. Adding all uphills, the total elevation is 31,000 meters. The terrain varies a lot. While most of the track is on mountain trails, there are also rocks and boulder fields where runners need to follow fluorescent markings on rocks to find their way, narrow cliff edges, some have ropes attached to a main rock so people can hang on to them, while some other tracks are narrow and don't have any ropes. There are stairs, both paved and irregular, and there are also short sections with small metal steps and rocks, asphalt or cobblestones. The race crosses 34 municipalities. The small towns are usually the best place to set up checkpoints, and participants go to these at all times, day and night. The weather changes very quickly. In 2017, temperatures went from 28 degrees Celsius to -6, and runners experienced sunny days, wind, rain, fog and snow. The rapid weather changes happen because of the landscape and altitude variations. Runners passing between mountains through the cols. The col is the lowest point of a ridge between 2 peaks, providing a pass from one side of a mountain range to another. Each of these sides can have very different vegetation, landscape, and weather from each other. Runners have a backpack with them because of the mandatory equipment that needs to be carried at all times. This equipment is checked before the race starts and can be rechecked at any time by the race commissioners. Before the race starts, each runner is also given a yellow bag with their number on it. This will be their drop bag. In this bag, they can fit anything else that they think they will need. Extra clothes, food, medicines, bandages, shoes, as long as everything fits in the bag. These bags are then delivered as the runner progresses to each of the 6 life bases, the big checkpoints along the course, approximately 50 kilometers apart from each other. Besides having access to their yellow drop bags, the life bases are places where runners can have food, drinks, including that beer, showers. There are places to sleep, have medical assistance, massages, and they can recharge any electronic equipment. There are some time limits along the course, and as long as runners respect these, they can choose when and how long to stop at the various checkpoints. Apart from the life bases, the race has smaller checkpoints at around every 7 kilometers. There are 52 of them. Some of these may be just a tent or metal frame gazebo with drinks, or a box dropped by a helicopter at the top of a mountain. Others will have more food and also some places to rest. However, resting time outside life bases are usually limited to 2 hours. The people of Aosta Valley are very supportive. They not only cheer up runners, but they are also a big part of the nearly 2,500 volunteers who make this race possible by working very hard at the checkpoints, and they always have a smile to spare. Because of the difficulty and changes in the terrain, elevation and weather, runners progress slowly. They also need time to eat, drink, change clothes and rest, and overall, the event duration doesn't allow for most runners to sleep much. They average from 8 to 10 hours of sleep in total for the 6 days of the event, but many sleep much less, while some elite runners don't sleep at all. A runner can choose to have an assistant as support crew to meet and assist them at any of the life bases or smaller checkpoints. Well, that is also if they manage to find one. Assistants are usually a family member or a friend. However, many runners don't have assistants and rely only on what they have in the yellow drop bags for any extra supplies. No assistance is permitted outside of checkpoints, and this is another thing that the race commissioners check. Assistants can meet their runners at any of the life bases and another 12 checkpoints that can be easily reached by car. The race also has some checkpoints set in mountain refuges. These are placed high up mountains that normally sell food and provide accommodation for hikers, and usually can only be reached by foot. Support crew may go there if they are willing to have a good hike. In the end, the assistants decide when and where to meet their runners. In 2017, I traveled to Aosta Valley to support my husband, who was running the race, and I met him as often as I could. We recorded a little of our experience to share the emotions of this beautiful event.